guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I am going to introduce a new tent. But first a little thing, this tent is not mine. I borrowed it from someone, well, that person that let it sent over to me because she is on a long distance hike at the moment. And it was delivered from Canada and she needed an address where she could set the tent to. So I said, well, you can send it to me, no problem at all. And I will keep it until you're back. And she allowed me to set up this tent for the purpose of this video. So not mine yet. There might be a chance that this is going to be my tent if I'm going to like it. That's a long story, I will tell maybe in another video. But I am talking about the Durston X-dome 2. And in today's video I'm going to set up this tent, have a look into it, if it is maybe an option for Ravi and myself, and to see if the hype is worth it. Because lately the Durston X-dome 1 Plus, it's gone viral over YouTube. That seems to be the best tent that there is, and now there is a two-person one. I already had my eye on the 1 Plus, but I had my doubts because I do not want a one-person tent for Ravi and myself, and the 1 Plus is a little bit bigger, but I was not sure whether it was big enough. So now the two-person is out, I am really interested in this tent. So it is not a Dyneema tent, so it's not as lightweight as my tarp tent Stratosphere is. It is a nylon tent, so it weighs 1.2 kilograms, so still very light. It is a tent with 10 poles, so no trekking poles like I've been used to last year. But maybe I can see through that if this is really an awesome tent. So let's set it up. Well, this is just the outside, so the outside tent, the rain fly. Now I'm going to hang in the inner tent. This one has a solid inner tent, you also have everything completely mesh. But let's hang that in there. Well, that wasn't too hard to set up. Don't know if the inner tent is 100% perfect, but it seems very solid. It's a very, very spacious tent. I'm going to take you in a second. So like I mentioned, this is the mesh inner. And that means, or the solid inner. And that means that most of it is truly solid material. Here is, let's see. Oh, that's nice. Has a sort of a little window. There is solid material in front of it. You can also unzip it and then you have mesh here, so that's nice. It has magnetic closure, so that is also really nice, because as you can see with my top tent I'm carrying extra magnets for that, so that wouldn't be necessary with this tent. So yeah, really spacious. It should fit 2 wide sleeping pads. Then you do not have a lot of space left for your pack, but for one person with a dog, an adult with a child for example, it is super roomy. It is a freestanding tent, so in theory you do not need any tent stakes, but most people I think will do. You do not have to stake out the tent door, and there is also an option up here to put your trekking pole in there to give the door a little bit of structure. I do not have my trekking pole with me, but so I cannot show you, but you can add it in here. So that can be done on both sides. Now I'm going to take you in. So the inner tent is attached with those clips. You also have one here. This you can wrap around the tent poles. So when you would only like to put up the inner tent, when you would like to do some stargazing or something, you can wrap this around the pole and then clip it. So then it is a fly mode that you have for itself. As you can see, really spacious. There's a pocket and there's a very big one that can be found on each side. Here's one as well. And there is the little pocket for the second one. So let me show you the head space. So I am about 1 meter 63 centimeters, so 5'4". And I have plenty of space. So let's see when I'm going to sit up. One sec, let's take out my shoes, because obviously this tent isn't mine. Therefore Ravi is not coming in there either. Well, this is a castle for one person. I don't know if I can put you there without flipping over, probably not. Just a sec, it's a bit windy today. There you go. See how roomy it is? Now I'm sitting in the middle of the tent. If I'm going to the side, well, there's loads of space there. So definitely room enough. It is a very long tent. It's a little bit tapered, so you have to check how you're going to sleep when you are sleeping in the tent with a bigger person. But yeah, my head's not touching, neither are my feet. Yeah, I think that I can see where the hype's coming from. Pretty cool tent. So the door has 3 zippers, which can all be used one-handed. They say, yeah, it can. And you can open this one, and then you have a very, very large vestibule as well that you have on both sides. Of course it is rolled open now, but you have an overhang here, so that's really nice when it's raining a bit. Now you can still cook here in front of your tent. So yeah, that is very, very well made, because most of the times you're really struggling with opening a tent zipper with one hand. What might be a downside when I'm staying in here with Ravi, out of safety, when I'm camping with a dog, I usually put all my zippers at the top of the door, so the dogs cannot open the tent in the middle of the night. With this tent, there are 2 zippers down here, so there might be a chance for Ravi to open the tent throughout the night. Usually he doesn't, but yeah, could be a chance that he is doing that. The big pockets, like I mentioned. Yeah, let's take a look on the outside of the tent. And what's special about this tent is that the tent poles are on the outside of the tent. Usually they are attached between the inner fly and the rain fly. So yeah, that is new for me personal. It should be very storm worthy. Those are carbon fiber tent poles. Not everybody is happy with that, but yeah, here the conditions usually aren't that extreme that we need super strong tent poles. Here you have a vent. Let's see. I can do it with one hand. So that is very big as well. Nice and roomy. You also have one on the other side of the tent, where you can do exactly the same, so ventilation shouldn't be an issue. You can of course always leave a door open. So 2 of those. So yeah, that's really nice. 2 very, very big doors that you can open completely. You can roll up one side or both of them. And you also have a door on this side. And what I do like is that you do not have an awful length of guy lines, that when you're walking around the tent at night, that you're stumbling upon your guy lines. That is something my big Agnes, for example, had. There was a meter or so just only guy lines, so that wasn't really handy when it was in the middle of the night and you had to go pee. Then you were always stumbling over those guy lines. So that's also a big plus. I think I'm very positive about this tent. the tent also pitches very low to the ground, and that is to avoid winds coming under or splashing water. So that's really nice as well. The tent comes with 6 of those stakes. They feel really sturdy. Usually when you're getting tent stakes with a tent, they are quite flimsy, but they feel really nice. So you can use this tent as a combination with the rain fly and the inner tent. You can also set up the fly only, so the inner tent, so that's nice when you're having really nice weather or something. You would like to do some stargazing. You can only set up the rain fly as well, so that would be nice if you are on the trail and you're ending up in a storm, that you can put this up very quickly and they have shelter from the storm. When you pack it down again, you can separate the inner tent from the outer tent, but you can also leave them attached to each other, so that will definitely save time next time you're setting up this tent. So yeah, really nice tent. Although it is not mine, I really can see myself having one of these, but they are really hard to get. It is a Durston. Well, all the products by Durston are really hard to get. They are really hyped on YouTube, out of YouTube. I can see why. I do love my Durston X-dome. I had a Durston tent, the Durston X-dome. I didn't really like that because I was not really able to set it up well. It keeps sagging onto my face, and that is something that this tent doesn't have, because what makes it so spacious is that these doors are going up and the walls on the side are going up as well. So maybe you saw that when we were in the tent, but that is what gives this tent so many room from inside. So when you are willing to have a little bit of more space when you are with 2 persons, this one is really nice. You can have a lot of space in there when you are alone. Well, like I said, it's a castle, so big it is. So I can see why it is hyped. Some people are complaining about the tent poles because of the material. And I know that the X-dome 1 Plus had some problems, but Dan has fixed those. All those people have got new tent poles. So that problem was solved by him as well. So I don't know how this one is going to end up, because this is released very recently. It was released about 3 weeks ago, so then it had to be shipped from Canada to the Netherlands. But I've already saw the first videos coming up on YouTube. And yeah, hopefully one day I will be able to sleep in it. Maybe I can borrow it a little bit longer if the weather allows it. Ravi and I are going out next weekend. So then there might be a chance to try it out. And otherwise, maybe one day I will have a Durston X-dome as well. But for now, it was just a first look of the tent. Maybe it's interesting for you as a tent. It has my attention, definitely. But for now, we're sticking with my top tent, Stratosphere Ally, because I'm not financially able to get this tent at the moment, and they are sold out, of course, like all the Durston products are. So hopefully this was helpful to you. If you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell, and then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We'll catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.